Hello and welcome back to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name is Caleb, and unfortunately, I'm going to be alone for this episode. Usually, Caitlyn is with me recording, but unfortunately, she came down with a little cold. Thank God she tested negative for, that one thing that's going around, but she tested a couple of times, and both times came back negative, and thankful for that, because it could have been worse, but she, just has the classic scratchy throat and congestion thing, so she's going to skip out this week just because she's not feeling too hot, but she'll be back next week with me recording as usual. So I apologize in advance if it's a little less fun, because it's fun having both of us in this room, and I sure as heck enjoy it, but you're stuck with me this week. So being sick means a lot of Netflix. I've been taking care of her, trying to play a nurse as best as possible. But we've been watching a lot of TV, a lot of movies, watched National Lampoon's Vacation yesterday, and we have moved on to the new season of Stranger Things, and it's scary. That's all I'm going to say. It's so much more intense this season, and definitely wouldn't recommend it for the kids, because after the first episode, Caitlyn and I looked at each other and said, what was that? So it's intense. It's a little more scary than previous seasons and dark, and so we're watching that, but yeah, it's a different experience this time around. But enough about sickness and Netflix. Let's go ahead and dive into that news. All right, so for our first news story, we've got some just kind of upcoming dates and a little update from a previous news story we mentioned in the past. But before I share those, this episode is going to be kind of just a news-only episode, just because, again, Caitlyn's on here to join in the fun. We were supposed to originally do a kind of like prep with us as we get ready for our upcoming Disney trip, but a little less fun when it's just one of us here. So this is going to be the update episode of all the latest news. And yeah, this gives me a little more breathing room time-wise for kind of some bigger news stories towards the end of this episode. So definitely hang around until the end to hear my thoughts on kind of the Magic Key stuff. And I'm sure you already knew what was going on if you're at all on social media and all that stuff. So before we get to that, let's share kind of some important dates and another update from a previous news segment. So first up, we've got Doctor Strange, the latest Marvel movie being released on Disney Plus June 22nd. So it looks like theatrical runs are a lot shorter than they were pre-COVID. So Disney's, letting it play in the theater for a lot less time, and then they're bringing it to their streaming service. So not complaining there. That's cool for the people that want that option to be at home and not spend a bajillion dollars going to the theater. I get that 100%. So yeah, June 22nd, it will be available on Disney+. Next date to kind of keep in mind is Finding Nemo, The Big Blue and Beyond, which is the new kind of updated Finding Nemo show for Animal Kingdom, is going to come out on June 13th. So that's premiering out there on the East Coast at Disney World on June 13th. And again, this is an updated show. They had another show, Finding Nemo, I think The Big Blue World or something like that was what it was called. I may be way off on that. Again, we're Disneyland people, but it was a long show. I think it was like 45-minute show. Rumor is this thing is shorter. I think it's in the neighborhood of 25-30 minutes. So yeah, that's coming. Excited to see what that looks like, our next Disney World trip. And then finally, Radiator Springs Racers has reopened. So if you were waiting to ride that ride, which most people are, it's a very popular ride over here in DCA, that's reopened since its little fire incident. So last week, we talked about how that was closed unexpectedly due to some smoke coming out of a car, and it looks like they've resolved that about a week later. So finally, it's reopened. It opened up on Friday, I believe, June 3rd, and it's available now. All right, next up, we've got some international Disney news, and it's happening over in Disneyland Paris. Again, if you have at all been on your phone in the past week, you've probably seen this video. Even non-Disney social media stuff has picked this up, but unfortunate event happened, and it looks like a guy asked there's a long story, but let me see if I can get it all straight in my head. A guy was proposing to his girlfriend at Disneyland Paris on one of the show stages, which they use for pyrotechnics, and it's all part of a parade, so a semi-dangerous area to be standing around in, just because you don't know what's going to shoot out of that stage. And according to this guy, well, let me get to what happened first. So, goes down on one knee, goes to propose to his girlfriend, this magical, beautiful moment, and then a Disney cast member pops out of nowhere, grabs the ring, shuffles down the stairs, and goes, "Hey, follow me, guys, let's get off this stage." So a lot of people were upset at the grabbing the ring part, and I can understand that a little bit, but also at the same time, these two people were in a restricted section. They're not supposed to be up there, and also just for safety reasons, there's a million reasons as to why they shouldn't be on that stage. Now, according to the couple, the guy had gotten some kind of permission from a supervisor or something like that. It's all mixed up. So he claims it was permission. Some people claim that it was like this non-committal, like, we'll see, man. And he took that as a yes, I guess, and just went ahead with it. So messy all around. I don't think there's a good situation in any of this. If they would have let him do that, you set a precedent and say, hey, people, you can break the rules and propose to your girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever at Disneyland, wherever you want, right? If you let that happen just to save a special moment. And then on the other hand, if you go too hard with it, like this guy did, and kind of took a ring and, snatched out of hands, that's a little, messy too. So just a cruddy situation all around. They shouldn't have done it. He maybe took it a step too far by grabbing the ring. I'm not going to put blame on anybody. This is a very unique situation that shouldn't happen a lot, so it's kind of hard to know how to react in those situations. But it looks like Disney's come out and apologized for the ring grabbing situation, but at the end of the day, it was for safety, and people need to understand they can't go wherever they want. So people, if you want to propose, which many people do, thousands and thousands of people a year, just do it, the safe way. Maybe ask ahead, can I do it here? Or if you want to do it in a more private setting, do that. There's a lot of really cool areas in Disneyland or Disney World to propose in. Just do it the legit way, or you can, you kind of risk this stuff happening. All right, and our final news story. I told you it was going to be a quick one today. Again, just news because of Caitlyn's sickness, but we're going to make this last story not a fun one, but something we can kind of elaborate on and maybe talk out some ideas. So, looks like Magic Keys over at Disneyland have been, the sales have been paused. So as of May 31st, you are not able to purchase a Magic Key at any level. So you've got the Dream Key, Enchant, Imagine, and there's one more, and I think it's the one we have. I don't know. I can't keep all the names straight. Anyways, all three of them being available to anybody. The Imagine Key, I believe, is the one that is SoCal only and very, very restricted. None of them are for sale anymore, and it looks like they're all on pause, and got a lot of people kind of worried, like, what does this mean? What's next? A Believe Key. I just remembered the last one. That's the one we have. So you've got the Dream Key at the very top, the Unlimited. You can go whenever you want, except you have to get a reservation, so kind of caveat on that one. The Believe Key, the next one down, comes with some blackout dates, I think like 50-ish, and then you go down the list from there. So anyways, all four of them, not for sale right now. So people are going, okay, are they going to change the program? Are they going to gut it? Are they going to get rid of it completely and go to a kind of ticket-only system? I don't know. I think we're jumping to conclusions with that. And here is my maybe little breakdown as to what possibly is happening. So, some not official, again, it's kind of weird. This is so messy. So people on Twitter really quickly went, okay, they're not for sale, but existing key holders can renew when it comes time to renew, which is August, September, October, right? They were available mid-August. That's when they were released. So they're saying you can renew, no problem, when it comes to August for when your renewal date comes up, essentially. And then people were going on with the website going, there's no verbiage that says this anywhere on the website. There's no official word from Disney on Disneyland.com that you can renew at that date. Some guy clarified on Twitter, I think it was Scott Gustin, I think I'm pronouncing his name right. He said he heard from Disney directly. He asked them, and they said, yes, existing Magic Key holders will be able to renew. It's just they don't have that officially on the website. So a little interesting. That could change. I don't know if I believe it 100%, but we'll see, I guess, what happens. But this is what I think is happening. As many of you know, there's a lawsuit happening with the wording of the Magic Key and what they were sold, right? So there's a woman who claims, hey, you know what? I was sold a Magic Key that said there was unlimited times I can visit the park, right? So this Believe Key, it was what, $1,400, or Dream Key, sorry. I get all of them mixed up. They should just name them back when it was like, what? Remember like Deluxe and Premier or whatever? That all makes sense to me. So I bought this thing called the Dream Key. It's $1,400. It says I can go as many times as I want to these parks, except you guys control how many reservations are available for Magic Key holders. So that's kind of a lie, right? I can't go unlimited amount of times. I'm at the, I'm at your will, Disney. You can tell people that only 30 Magic Key holders can go into the park on a Saturday in June and let a ton of ticket holders in. So they were arguing that is not right? You sold me something, it was misleading, and there's actually a lot of restrictions on the supposedly unlimited pass. And I think some people would agree with that, right? It is a messy system. The old annual pass holder program was a lot simpler, a lot cleaner. If you truly bought the unlimited pass, you can go in as many times as you want. If you want to go on a Sunday in July, if you want to go in last minute, if you're grabbing dinner at Chili's and you want to go grab a dessert on Main Street, you can just walk in and use your unlimited pass. That's no longer the case. If you're at Chili's with friends and you want to go get dinner on Main Street and go catch the fireworks, you have to make sure there's a reservation and grab that reservation for that day. And most of the time, you're not going to be able to get in because summer's busy and what have you. So it's not an ideal situation for anyone to be in. People that purchased it and had some expectations, and then also for Disney, who are trying to, improve upon it for themselves, maybe. And also they're trying to maintain guest experience, is what they're telling us. Saying, you remember when it was like sardines and you guys couldn't move at all in the parks? We're trying to avoid that and limit our capacity. So that was a lot. I apologize for all that information. But I say all that to say, I think they might be tweaking some either verbiage or maybe the price point. Maybe they will come out with, maybe they'll say, hey, you can renew your Dream Key. But guess what? It will be truly unlimited. You don't have to use a reservation system, or if you do, you get priority or what have you. They might tweak that a little bit. But guess what? You're going to pay. So right now it's $1,400. I would not surprise me at all if they raise that sucker to $1,600, $1,700, $1,800, and they make it more lenient on the reservation system side. Or it may not be that complex, and they paused it all, and they're looking at pricing and going, hey, starting August when you want to renew, all the passes are 10% more, 15% price increase. I can totally see that too, because demand is back. People are all going to the parks. We're past, lockdowns and mask mandates and all that stuff. It looks like we're pretty much clear from all of that, and people are vacationing again. If you look at freaking plane tickets, we're looking for a possible trip for September. They're stupid expensive, like probably 50, 60% more than what I'm used to paying to fly down to Orange County. So demand is back, and people are taking advantage of that. Disney, Southwest, JetBlue, well, you name it. Hotels, Hilton, Marriott, they're all raising prices, and people are paying. So who knows? We'll see what happens with the program. I'm hoping that Disney releases more information and kind of concrete info to stop the rumors and get ahead of it, because their communication recently has not been great. So we'll see what comes out and some clarifying verbiage for everyone, so maybe worrying can cease, and we know for sure, like, I don't know, Caitlyn and I, are we going to renew, right? We bought ours in September, so are we going to renew in September? I don't know. I need to see if the program stayed the same, if prices are somewhat similar, if they jack them up, they double prices, then probably not, right? We'll be priced out at that point. So a lot of things up in the air. If you're a Magic Key holder, definitely share your thoughts with us. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it. Message us on Instagram or Twitter, and would love to hear what you think the Magic Key system, how it's working for you currently, and what you think could be changed in the future. Finally, with this announcement, with Magic Keys being ceased, or not ceased, but, sales being paused for now, a new California resident ticket deal was announced. So Disney basically said, hey, you can't get a Magic Key, but guess what? You can purchase tickets at a decreased rate, because a lot of you are probably ticked off at us for getting rid of this pass if you were just about to buy it. And let me give you a little discount to help with that. So it looks like a Monday through Thursday ticket. They've broken it down into two different things. So basically a weekend ticket, unlimited ticket, you can use it Monday through Sunday, or a weekday ticket, Monday through Thursday. That one is $249 for a 3-day, one park per day ticket that you can use Monday through Thursday. Sounds complex. It really isn't if you see it in front of you. It's pretty clear. So that breaks it down to about $83 a day. If you want a 3-day, one park per day ticket for Monday through Sunday, so you can go any day of the week, you've got the freedom to go Friday through Sunday, what have you, that's $100 a day, so $299. So a minor deal there. I don't think you're saving gobs of money. But again, like we've said in the past, any dollar counts, or every dollar counts when you're going to the parks, because it's so stinking expensive. So if you plan on going to the parks anytime soon and you live in the great state of California, make sure to take advantage of that discount and purchase those tickets on Disneyland's website. Again, $249 for the Monday through Thursday pass or ticket, and $299 for the 3-day Monday through Sunday ticket. So unlimited potential, I guess, and a weekday potential for $50 less. But that's all we have. Again, short and sweet. I hope you enjoy the just a little news update and what's happening with Magic Keys. I look forward to continuing the show as normal, like we usually do, next week when Caitlyn's feeling better, and hopefully she gets better soon, because we've got a Disney trip in about a week. So anyways, folks, if you're not already following us on Instagram, please do. Market House Podcast over there, and on Twitter at Market House Pod. And again, if you can leave a review, leave a rating, what have you, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, that would be greatly appreciated. That just helps people find the show a little easier on both platforms. And have a great week. We're getting ready for a trip. Again, Caitlyn's pounding that water, vitamin C, zinc, what have you, trying to get better and recover from this dang thing. And I'm trying to stay healthy by keeping my distance and washing my hands. Wish us luck on this trip. And again, of course, we're not going to go if she's still sick at that time, but she'll definitely be better by then. We've got another week for her to recover, but we're not spreading those germs. And yeah, if you're sick, stay home, folks. Coworkers, when they come in, that's the grossest thing in the world. Use those sick days, and if you don't have them, that's a whole other situation, and your employer needs to be nicer to you and give you sick days, but just try and stay home. If it's allowed and available to you, stay home. Don't spread those nasty germs and get others sick. I'm going to stop preaching to you. Have a great week. We will see you next time. Bye.